Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. We're getting closer and closer to starting to stream, getting all of our technical stuff worked out. Anyway, we should have a great day of trading here, a morning of trading where we're going to go over and continue to get everybody set up to go. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, where the professor, a former math teacher turned full-time trader and coder, guides beginners on how to trade for a living using proven strategies, breakthrough indicators, and lessons from essential trading books. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. So some of the changes are because of the streaming that's going to start soon. My picture is going to be down here on the bottom right. That's how the streaming service does it. I haven't figured out. I don't like it there, but I haven't figured out how to change it yet. Yesterday I wasn't here. I had a dentist appointment in the morning. So we missed our session leading up to it, but we still have time. So a couple things I want to point out. I'm getting tons and tons of emails. Thank you, and for all the nice things you're saying, and that you want to be included is great. So you will be included. Exactly how I'm notifying you is not clear yet, but it'll have something to do with me sending you an email, I'm sure. And then remember, besides just asking in an email to be included in the live stream, there is no charge. Okay, so you'll be able to trade along with me every morning at no charge if you want to. Just two things are required. You send an email asking, so I have your contact information to communicate with you, as well as you have to be a subscriber. Okay, so it's free, but you have to be a subscriber on the channel to live stream. Okay, so this is what my technical people are telling me is really the only things that need to be worked out on your end. Okay, so if you do that, then you're welcome. It's great. We at this point are not going to have live chat, mostly because of some of the we have just a couple of trolls, and I don't want to give them an opportunity to say stuff bad to everybody. It's just about their own world and their own life and all. You know how that works. So, but we may at some point do that. I know Charlie didn't want any part of the people that she doesn't know. We've been doing this on Zoom for a while. But what I think I'm going to start doing after I trade now is I'm going to have a recap. Okay, I guess let me go back. I read a lot of comments about suggestions of things to do, and I appreciate that. And some of them I'm absolutely going to adopt. One of them is after the trading, when I stop the trading session, it's done. I'm going to do a recap. I hope I remember all the time to do a recap, or I'll come back and do a recap if I forget and I shut you off, and we'll just edit it in. So you guys, it'll look like it's live to you. It's probably what I'll do. I'll stop the video and then start it again and do a recap. But I'm not sure how that will work on streaming. So I don't know. We're streaming illiterates here. We're idiots. So we're trying to figure it all out and do it so that it's going to function and be the best experience for everybody. So we are going to start trading in a few minutes here, right at the open. Some of the other, it's really hard to learn scalping if it just seems that I'm random, right? Which is what some people were pointing out. Like, you didn't explain why you went in there. You didn't explain why you traded the first candle and when you turned around. You just did it and you didn't explain it. You are absolutely right. I didn't explain it. I kind of did, but I didn't. And here's some of the problems, right? That's a seat of your pants intuition of reading price action, which is going to be really hard to call out to you guys. Because I'm not calling out indicators yet. I'm not calling out historical data yet. So how do we do that, right? Well, the only way to really do that is to be more accurate for you guys is to not trade right at the open, because you can't predict it other than price action. And even then, you can go terribly wrong. So I talk about I have a biased. Like right now, NVIDIA is way up. I checked a minute ago. It's at the top of the scans here. I mean, the volume's already way up. So, and it is the highest volume per 1 minute candle. Well, actually, Tesla had the highest volume per 1 minute. I did trade some Tesla when I got back yesterday and did pretty well. It went into a real zone. Now, everything has moved. So back to what I was saying. So right now, this is long. There's a couple of reports coming out on some on different companies that might even send this higher. So I'm a little concerned about being biased short. Typically, when you've done a big raise like this, I'm looking for some bit of a retracement. But I have to tell you, when there's more news coming out after the market opens here, which is, let's see, yeah, right here, there was a story that came out. If we click this open, you can see that microtechnology, right? Micron Technology is to report its quarterly earning Wednesday after the bell. Oh, after the bell, meaning the closing bell. Okay, so that's different then. I read that the first time thinking it was the opening bell, but obviously it's the closing bell, right? I must be right there. Okay, so then it won't affect it. So then, I mean, nothing's for sure. This is just my thought process. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. So I'm thinking that we're going to be short biased again. So when you see me trade at the open, you don't know why I suddenly turned around. What I'm looking for is a spike up. Everybody's excited. All the market orders are in. They're going, hey, it's going to make record highs. Let's jump in. Let's jump in. And then reality is going to set in after the first big push, and people are going to go, hey, I'm taking profit. I'm taking profit. Or I think it's going to go down, and I'm taking profit as it goes down because I'm going to short it. So that's just what always seems to happen with stocks, you know, is what goes up must come down, but then it might settle and then start to climb back up because, you know, news is generally pretty good. It looks like there's a peace agreement out there. We'll see how tentative that goes. I don't want to go deep into politics, but the market's so emotional and it seems like people are feeling pretty good about it. So mega cap, large caps, they are going to react in their kind of dinosaur way to this type of stuff. So we'll just have to see. But back to my point about it's way better. Like when I was trading Tesla yesterday, I actually traded it during the RV strategy, but I was using the RV strategy. I was channel trading, but I was taking shorter moves because I don't trust Tesla to do the big ranges. And, you know, it got into an amazing range that I was able to make a lot of money up and down by doing pretty large. You know, if you do Tesla 500 shares, you know, you need to have nerves of steel because it moves fast. It'll go 2,000 up, 2,000 down, or at least 500 to 1,000 within a split second. So, you know, you need to really have nerves of steel going like, Jesus, I could lose $1,000 in 3 seconds and it could keep going, which it has done to a lot of us. So I wanted to make my range of Tesla very tight, you know, and I also did, I mean, I made sure I did a little bit lower share size and I would average down once, but probably not twice or 3 times, or average more into the share position. So I go in more half of my position rather than 1/4, which I'm recommending here. So long story short, it may be, because we're working on doing the RV strategy more like 10:30 forward, it may be that I come on after the open, 15 minutes after, or I just keep trading. You know, I keep trading a little longer, and we lower the share size so it's safer for you guys. And then we get into a zone of channel trading, historical data that's easier to call because it's really hard to call right at the open because it hasn't settled down for anything. Remember, large cap stocks are generally consolidating, and we make money off consolidation, not breakouts. Those are different stocks, different. So when you get a catalyst, it's like, beware. I mean, maybe you can call that breakout the right way for a short period of time, but you're into a different type of trading. I'm trying to kind of take scalping with the RV concept that you're in a consolidating stock and it's going to go back and forth. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. And once it stops doing that, then you're trending, and it's kind of a different type of strategy. So you always have to be aware of your position and your max loss. Let's go ahead and open up. Then we're going to start in a minute. Let me open this up and get some historical data marked here. We're so far out of everything now, I don't think any of this is going to come into play. but I'll mark a few levels here. Get that. This is actually better up here, like right here maybe. We'll kind of do it in the middle here, something like that. I don't think we're going to be down here, but I'll mark some of these just in case. There's the 146. Let me see here. Somebody told me how to do this, and I saw an email, but I haven't really done what they said yet, so I'm going to do it my old-fashioned way. I haven't really studied it, but thank you I got 3 or 4 different ways to do this better than what I'm doing right now. So, the other way is I could just click it here and then adjust the price accordingly when I see it up here. So there we are. There's our high. So we'll mark some Fibonacci level. That was close enough. And then unless I go back way far, I think it would have to be like almost 90 days. Let me see. All right, calm down. Calm down. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't even want to do it here. I would do it on the day. Let me go back to 10-day, 5-minute. Let me go back to the actual. Oh no, then my indicator will be gone if I don't do this. So let me just adjust the time frame to 10 days here. Okay, so we've got just a couple of minutes here, so I have to be prepared to get us all going. I do have people that are with me now on Zoom. Again, this is a learning experience for you people that are about to be, you friends and subscribers that are about to be trading with me. I just don't want to send you down the wrong way. So in the beginning here, I probably will go higher, but then we might trade a little longer today looking for that historical data to come into play. And what we'll do, because I don't really have good historical data because it's so high, so everything's way, way below. So what we do then is on the day's price action, we try to see where is it respecting the low and where is it respecting the high, and can we have a channel. That remains to be seen. And you always have to assume it's going to break the channel a little bit either way, the high and the low a little bit. We may not come anywhere near these numbers. It may just decide to take off, which makes it a more difficult stock to trade. That sounds counterintuitive, but it's not, because you just make sure everything is good to go here. So I do have the risk oscillator up here, which is great. So it's saying 13 down. It's saying short now on the pre-market. Of course, this is the great scalping indicator. Green is the buyers inside the volume candle. Red are the sellers. So, and this meter shows it too. So as we get going, this is important to watch. And then, of course, seeing what everything's doing with the market pulse over here. You don't have to open all these charts. Very handy. So, I've got the basic indicators. Inside here, you've got the MACD is on here, as well as the buy-sell oscillator, or the buy-sell indicator. So they're all here. We can go over them again once we start, but I got in here a little late, so we're going to get ready to start trading right now. So let's look at this is our ATR. Our ATRs are up here too, so they could be useless today because of how far it moves. So there we go. Let me see if it's going to spring up. Wow, there was some pretty heavy movers in there. There it goes. There it goes, baby. Can we've got a new high. I don't think it's done. I'm going to wait a little longer. Okay, I'll go ahead and quarter my position right there, and buy the bid to get out if it springs down, and get ready to add if it continues to go up. Now this is I'm swinging in the wind out here because this is definitely taking a chance. I just feel generally it's going to retrace, and at some point. But the way it's moving makes me want to get out sooner here because I don't like what it's moving. So I think I will actually get out. So the first trade's only $17. Let's just see if I can get another opportunity to do that. Yeah, see, there it goes up. So it was the way the price action was moving. It wasn't making a fast enough decision for me. So the 150 should oh, wow, that was a terrible fill. God, cancel it. See, I lost money on that trade because when I hit it, it clicked in the wrong area. So that hurts my accuracy, which makes me angry. So I was trying to get it closer to the 150 as it was going up there, and it hit 189 or 88, and then I tried to get out quick on like $6, but it actually went down when I by the time I clicked the button. So maybe, yeah. Now this is sometimes where you might want to use the ladder, but as it goes, if it gets back up there toward the 150, I'll hit it. Now it's trying to bang to go through it, so that's why it's just a quarter of my position. Yeah, it just seems like it is going to fall off. Oh, here we go. Oh, it looked like it was about to bang through. There it goes. I'm going to go ahead and try to get in there. 96. And it's probably going to keep going up because it took a while. It was like banging out like a flat top. So let's just go ahead and get out there. Oh, I clicked at it when it was like $43, so it didn't get out. Wow. So we're going to, this time, I think what we're going to do because of the way that it's moving is we're going to buy market out, and hopefully it doesn't give me a terrible spread. If it gives me another opportunity down there. There was a $40 opportunity that it didn't pick up briefly for these scalping trades. I'll take that. All right. So just a minor move for the 200 shares. It did hit 150. The way this is happening on the third 1 minute, it seems like it's going to go up still, guys. So let's see, just from my experience watching things like this. Let me take a look at the scalping indicator. So the neck and neck here does seem to be settling at the ATR. There's no new news. Do have somebody calling the news for me over here, but they're not speaking. You're not going to get a lot of news on. Oh, it's going down. So on the mega caps. Okay. So now we want to try to get this to bang up and short it. Now I don't really want to get in it down here. So let's see if we can get it back up into the 90s. There was 91. All right, I'll go ahead and go in there 94, and this could be the breakout. And I'll add, to go higher, and I'll add into my position if it is. Otherwise, I'll take a small win down here if it bangs back down, and just try to get us slowly up with fairly low risk. Get in and out of these little trades with low share. Well, it's maybe not low share size to some of you guys, but okay, I'll go ahead and take that. If it comes back to it, it was like $10 or $12. Right down here at 88, I'm trying to get out. You see me moving down there. Oh, man. That's not good. So it did break out there. So go ahead and add to our position. And let's see if I'm making a big mistake. So you got to have nerves of steel here, I didn't myself. I'm not setting a max loss on these guys, but you guys need to do that. There you go. So boy, did that work. Okay. So I basically looked at the money more than the price action when I saw it go from red to green and down over $200 in a split second. So that's what can happen. Now that was dangerous if it kept going up, but and it might do it through the day. So I think what we're going to do right now, since I made the goal, and was that a teaching moment for you? Probably not too much. Because that was extremely risky, and I don't really want you to learn a lot from what I just did. So we're going to talk about this. To recap, just briefly, and I'm not going to trade for a minute. I know I could make more money here, but this is important. What did I say in the very beginning? I believe I'm going to be short biased, but at the same time, and I'm not covering my ass when I say, but it might go up. I can't be wrong then, right? It's not about me being right or wrong. It's about I don't know 100%. So before I have anything to go by, I am using intuition, which, an intuition that from years and years and years of trading, that I can't back up, So it's like gambling. I cannot back that up for you guys. That's different than when I say you can call out the future by looking at the indicators, right? You definitely want to be able to learn the indicators and learn the historical data of these consolidating stocks, because then I can, with a good deal of certainty, call the moves. Anytime you can be wrong, right? I can be wrong at any time. Generally, I'm 99% right. So over time, I've figured this out, But even when I talk like that, even having been over a year at being that accuracy, I still just say, you are seriously asking for it, pal. Am I saying stuff like that? Like, we are so going to kill you, So I never know. But reading historical data and using indicators, that's all traders have. They have what's happened in the past, and then they look for ways that what are the signals that it's about to happen again? So those are technical analysis of indicators and crossovers and RSI and EMAs and SMAs and whatever you might use. And you've seen me use and create many, many of these types of indicators. This is really hard as I'm talking. This is really hard to trade right here, looking at the price action. This is not giving us any big moves here. So you kind of want it to spring up here. Let me just lower the share size. So if we get into we might want to even trade 50 shares, you guys, when we're streaming. That's the high of these things. And you guys might want to do 10 shares, 5 shares. And I know I just got off topic here, but so my recap of just the first few minutes was based on the intuition that I thought I went ahead and doubled down because I did not think it was going to take off. I did not think it was not going to give me a chance, to come back. Now, this is a much slower rise and a little scarier to go short with. I would look at that like, I don't know, man. Now, there's your ATR total high, the entire movement of the average of the stock, which is, let's see here. I never even got to mark these day levels here. Oh, actually, let's not do that yet. Let's mark these here because this is really important as we move up here today. 53.13. Oops. So we'll mark that. Here's another abrupt, and it's over here too, another abrupt day. So probably 49.50 would be the thing to mark here. Let's make that at 49.50. Even in half dollar, guys. Remember, that's where the crowd goes in and out of trades. They set it that way. It's easier for them to remember on their phone or if they're going right on Charles Schwab. And then here's that's way down lower. So we have those marked elsewhere. So we're not expecting to see this kind of action. But these two numbers are probably fairly important, particularly the high there. But anyway, so the ATR I was talking about yesterday's right there, ATR down here. Okay. So if you look at that number, $3.82, it has now moved up $3.82 when it hits that. It's moved the entire average of what it would trade. And then this is half of its average down here. So those numbers are marked because people use their ATRs to get their range. Now we have a difficult stock for range-bound trading today, but it's still an exciting stock. And as I pointed out on the scanner, it's just like out of control. Look at it go here. So did Tesla drop off? Tesla's not doing as well today. But AMD's up there, so the chip stocks are doing good. And we might want to take a look at that today because AMD might be easier to trade than this, even though this gives you some opportunities. Yeah, I would be, like I said, I would be hesitant to try to short this right now. And I'm also hesitant to go long. But if we go small share size, then, and we start to create, we can't even create channels here. Let's take a look at AMD to see if we can get into, recapping this. Historical data leveling this, right? Let's see here. When you have a lot of indicators, you get a big mess until you zoom in and take away all the noise. Now this looks like it's offering more opportunities to trade here based off of levels. So now when you're intraday marking levels, they're not as accurate, absolutely not as accurate as long-term ones, right? But what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out what is becoming accurate. So, that turned around sharp there, and then right here, very close to the opening. Wow, look at how it dropped first here, right? So that's where you would have caught it going up after it dropped. But that also would have worried me that the whole market was going to go down off of chips. So, different ways to look at that. That's the only channel I'd be looking at. I'd probably I'd wait for this candle to close, but this could be sort of an upper goal of this. And then you see, is it going to move in between these? Is it really going to do it? Or is it just going to keep stair-stepping up or down? So I'm trying to get into the nuts and bolts of where you can really make some money scalping here. Now, we're not going to move as fast here, so this is pretty safe. But if you trade hour after hour, 2 or 3 hours, you can build up a lot higher. Your daily income can suddenly become much, much higher. So now let's look at this for a minute. The market's saying it still wants to go up here. The SPY is, the Q is not. But look at that, every other candle increment is up right now, but the 5-minute. So I would be interested in going long off of this ATR on this right here, or going short if it banged back up. So it's resting on the 9 moving average. That's what that gray line is. This is the 14. This is the 20. I don't see a opportunity right in the middle of, I'm calling the ATR part of a channel here. So I don't see an opportunity here until it gets lower. And then you have a bottom channel a little bit lower here too. So there we go. So now we're getting into at the 141 even. So I went ahead and went in there for a bounce back up at a quarter of my, well, way less than a quarter of my position, but let's see if it's going down more. I'll add to it if it's going to go down, because it did break the 141. I thought it might. The even dollar might also. Why is it not? Let me open this up a second here. And whole dollar here. So our price is at 141. Yeah, this was set for Tesla, I think. So that should make that half and whole dollar apply better now. And I have a big mess again. I'm near my position here. I'm going up. I can see. I'm looking at the price act. No panic. Do not panic, please. Where am I here? How far away am I? Come on, really? And some of you guys are even better at charts than me, and you can do this stuff faster. But I've got my way about me. Actually helps me think too as I'm doing it. So this is when you get up there to $12, I mean that was a good trade. For 50 shares, that worked. So it went a little lower down to this level we had marked after it broke the ATR and then retraced. So now if you're scalping here, bear in mind here, it's saying 33 cents up, 28 down. This is taking an average of the last 9 candles. So it's a bit of a guideline for your risk to stay in it. And then that's the MACD telling you to go down. That is, I would highly respect that indicator. I'll have links to all these indicators that you can get over at the $1 Million Margin Club. Actually, why I'm talking about that, because I know I just was talking to them this morning. This scanner with all of the custom scripts on it, this one's custom, this one's custom, this one's custom, and it's custom inside the scanner. They made it available over there for $4.99. This is not something I'm going to give away for free, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of reasons why. One of them is I want to support my sponsor, and they can make a little bit of money off of this, but also it's because of the constant upkeep of the questions of how it's not working for you, how you can't do it. And I don't want to let you down. I just can't answer it. They can answer it. They can solve these problems, and you get like descriptions of exactly how to load everything, and it's just not, I don't want to say worth it, but I mean, it's just too much trouble for me. So we talked about like you can't charge $24. So they made it like look just enough for their management, $4.99. It's worth it. And you get there, you kind of get them to back it up. And anyway, that'll be the scanner if you want to. You could do it yourself. You know, if you know anything about coding, obviously, guys, a lot of you know that. Like, I'm not going to spend $4.99. You know, to heck with them. How dare they try to make money? It's like, yeah, nothing's for free out there, guys.
Fed's Collins says expects to see more tariff impact over the coming months. Monetary policy well positioned. Time for patience and care. U.S. economy is solid overall. Supported Fed's decision to hold steady.
That might send NVIDIA down.
To push up inflation, lower growth, and
that report
from the Fed's Collins.
And I've got that. I'm just getting. They're just reading me news that might affect large cap that I'm trading. So it can come in handy if I'm in the middle of a position here. Or about to get into one.
Collins expects it to be appropriate to lower rates later this year, but much depends on tariffs.
That's generally good news, though, honestly. So, boy, is it respecting that ATR, guys? Look at that. The fact that it's trying to do a breakdown, just pounding, is having me hesitate to do a short run up. If I see it get down here, though, I think I would go long. If I see it get up here, I think I would go short. So this is a wait and see, and this is why if we trade this way, we can't just do it for me to do the RV strategy. So much discussion has been how we give you guys more opportunities, and it's waiting to see how things are going to move on the large cap up and down. I mean, there's really a lot of opportunities for scalping once you get kind of in that zone. Always remembering that it can break the levels, so that's why you want to have a max loss. And also, I found that, you know, there could be some hypocritical lessons that I'm teaching you regarding max loss. I find that when I set a max loss, it really inhibits the way I like to trade. But man, is that smart? That's not smart. So that's the hypocritical. It didn't pick me up. There it goes. It picked me up as it went down. So I would probably add to this position if it got down to 140.50. Otherwise, let's hope it breaks back up and I make a few more bucks here. So we're just going for a few bucks. I've only got 50 shares, guys, so you can't get a lot of money on a move like this. If this was 200 shares, you know, I'd be doing 20 bucks a trade. So here we go. It's going down, but I don't want to add yet. Okay, it's getting close to where I might want to add 59. So let's see if it's going to, I wonder if that news is sending this down. That'd be interesting. All right, I'll go ahead and get in there. So I've got 100 shares now, so it's a little riskier for me. Oops. Sell the ask to get out, or just mark it or flatten if it's not causing me stress. There's my day. There's this trade. That's a lot for this little slow-moving stock to be down that much, right? So now this is the scalping. Now I'm truly scalping here, and I'm holding firm. The move up is much less than the move down. So I'm looking for a retracement up, and it might happen real fast and go right up here, or it might continue to pound down. I was just looking at the patterns. We don't really have a pattern yet. So I have nothing to go on but this. Now the last two sellers were higher, so definitely a risky move, going more off the whole and half dollar and the channel trading. So let's see what we can get here. Now we know we've got $200 and something in the bank on NVIDIA, so it gives me more backbone to have a good day still if we were going for $100. But now it's a waiting game, and you want to have nerves of steel. Like this might only be, I think, I don't know if I mentioned yet, but you might want to start trading with one share. If you're nervous, your hands are shaking. your share size is too high. So even if one share, you need to go back to the sim. But let's say it's 1 or 5 shares, you need to be okay. You need to be calm. Like I can lose, $2, $5, $10. It's not the end. I can lose. I'm going into this week saying I can lose $25 or something. I mean, you have to have something that stops you from being nervous. That's what you need to do. Now, I like the fact that it's slowing down here, but I don't like it too because the volume is really, really dropped here. So this is really dropped here. So buyer's back at the top, so that's good. Maybe it's going to make its move back up. See, the scalping indicator is really strong for buyers here. So it is starting to give me it looked like it was going to do a bottom there, but maybe not. So now I could get out green for the day if I wanted to, if it kept popping up, or I could wait for the actual move to get back up here, like in the 84 zone or the ATR, which is what I should do. We're here to make money, right? But you tend to get nervous, right? When you're trading. So now this, where it stopped to consolidate, if it breaks down, I am less confident that this is going to recover anytime soon. So you saw how it did at one point go way down here. So let's see what's going to happen here. Buyers did not make it to the top. These are not good signals for me to stay in this move. This is not a good move so far. So, it's almost better to cut the losses. See, it's getting worse. I saw it happening. So this is kind of the point of no return for me. I could average down here to 200 shares. A tad risky for this type of price action. I think it's like throwing good money after bad. We needed to break this 140.50 level. We needed to get above this so we can start seeing some action here. So let's see if that was an anomaly. The buy-sell oscillator turned it around here. Look at the difference in what's going down and what's going up here. So definitely short bias right now. I'm going the wrong way. Market's going down as a whole. So no big news about this that's telling me one thing or another. I don't really want to see this get like negative 50. I might just get out of a bad trade. So you can see it can go wrong for you. I might play this longer, but not if I think it could just be fading for the day. And I'm kind of getting that feeling that it's going to go back down from its rises pre-market. After market and pre-market. But here we go. One more reprieve to see if we can break that 50. See if we can break that. Come on. Now, had I averaged again, I'd be making money. I'd be in the green here. But see how it broke down instead of broke up? Not good. We needed to push through that. I'm thinking of taking a lesser loss here. Not liking the way this is looking. But what I might do is I might average down here and then wait for another move there to see, to give me another chance to make money here. So I'm at 68 cents. So if I doubled my share size down here, I'd be more like at 40 cents if it dropped back down into the 20s. So here we go. Maybe it wants to pound up. It's making a flat top to go up now. See, this is at the top. This is 3/4 up. Actually looking better to go up here now. Let's see. Keeps pounding. It wants to go up. Difference between a 1-minute chart and a 5-minute chart, right? How they look. Now, this is more boring than trading NVIDIA. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're looking to do here for scalping. So now I probably would do that, and because it continually has been stopping right in this area, right around 140.30 cents. And I wouldn't want to average down right there. I want it to break that down toward the 140 if I was going to try to make money in this position rather than just kind of get out with a lesser loss. I'm getting bored trading this. I kind of want to go back to NVIDIA so we have more opportunities. This price action's very slow. So we want to get out of this stock and trade something that's actually moving. So we're going to get away from here in a minute. I'm hoping I can save my accuracy level. And that's what I'm doing now. Not highly recommended to go for accuracy. Go for money. But we have this internal competition with lots of pros watching me all the time, judging every move I make. thinking they should be quarterbacking, not me. It's weird. They make lots of money on my quarterbacking. I don't seem to get the credit, but if they lose it, why did you call it that way? So, again, looking for a lesser loss here, but is it going to break through? Is it actually going to give me? I'd be happy just to be green for the day, then green on the trade, but it would hurt my accuracy if I don't get. Okay, so now it doesn't make sense to get out. So now we have all the moving averages stopping it here, maybe, but it seems like there's a chance that this is going to go up and we can make some money here. So let's see. I'm not going to get greedy, though, to be honest with you, because I don't trust this stock right now. There's $1, $4. Can we go a little higher than $4 maybe? I think I should have taken the 4. There's 3 again. One more pound up. Come on. Oh, is that it? 3. This is lame. I'm just going to get out. It didn't pick me up. There. All right. I think I made $2. We're going to get away from this stock. Watch it keep going up. Or not. Well, the MACD's sending it up. It's just starting to get exciting as I'm leaving. See how the volume picked up? But I kind of made my decision already that I'm just not interested in it. So that I can't. There's not a lot of teaching moments there for you guys right
Coming
there.
up at 10 a.m., new home sales for May, month over month, 694,000 expected. Also, Fed Chair Powell again, coming up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so.
At 10:30, crude and gasoline inventories.
All right, so Powell's. He just said Powell at 10 o'clock, so let's see. It's another kind of a broken day to trade the RV strategy because I think things are going to trend more. Let's get this set up to kind of, let's mark some data here on this one to try to do some channel trading. Actually, auto zoom here. Oh, I didn't want to auto zoom that much. Oh. So it's not going to be nonstop action here, guys. This would be more like what it's like if we're going to scalp for like a half hour to an hour. So we'll just, we'll go for our goal, and then we need to slow down and save it and keep that money in the bank and not like do stupid trades because we're bored. So this is an interesting level to mark here on both sides of this, and it's over here too. So this would be one that I might want to create a sort of channel for NVIDIA right here. And then here's the buy-sell oscillator. Turned this around as it was going up. Here it turned around right there, and it spiked that a couple of times. So those are levels that may be watched. We may want to watch. We've already got the ATR marking this level for us, and boy, did it turn around sharp. So they're no joke. And then we've got the even and half dollars, 151. Okay, so let's get in to change that correctly for this stock because we've got it for AMD. So you just go right in there, and then and now my whole screen's going to mess up again, but whatever. Apply. I'll say okay. And of course that all happened again. So indicator mayhem. Now we got all our half and whole dollars there helping us for support and resistance levels. Remember, you want to trade with the crowd. Boy, everything's so slow now, right? So we'll keep this a little lower at 100.
New home sales 623,000 versus 694,000 expected, minus 13.7%.
No, let's be safer here, guys. So
9.6% in April.
Be safe for you guys.
S&P futures,
I don't see anything else to
fairly
mark
steady
here.
following that data. Right now up 11.75.
Now I've got a pretty big apparatus here with a bunch of screens around me, a bunch of people around me. I'm in a studio where a bunch of traders are trading. Most are right now doing your RV strategy. It'd be interesting to see this volume level right here at the 10 a.m. mark. If this is gonna, it looks like it's gonna go down. Just went over the 10 a.m. So not a real lot of, the volume went higher, but yeah, to me it does look like it's a buy, but I'd like to wait down toward the even dollar, and then I'll try to buy the bid. Let's see how close it's going to get to it on the bid there, right there. I got it at 93. All right, so that's, I'm taking a chance there that this is going to rebound. I can average down here at the 150.50. We've only got 50 shares, so let's see if we can make another $10 on 50 shares. That would be cool, you know. Baby steps to make the money. I think my accuracy, I think the one click gave me one bad trade by accident, but calling the accuracy's been right on the mark here. So let's see. Yeah, 50 shares is not, I'm used to seeing bigger numbers here move around. But I'm kind of glad I got it below the dollar, and that was good, because it could go all the way back up here to the 32. It could do this, one of these rebounds. Let's see. There we go. It was up to almost $7 there. A little bit of money making. So it's kind of this slow moving. There we go. So let's see if I can get the $11. I didn't get it. It's kind of this slow moving train. You know, you get on, you just try to make some moves here. We got $11 there, I think, or something close to that. And then over time, with just 50 shares, you know, you do 10 trades, you got 100 and something bucks. Now, again, I'll recap as I go. I drew that historical data level, which is a very short term, shouldn't be highly respected. And then I looked below it if I missed it, and I looked down here at the $0.50. And I said to myself, if it breaks it, you know, as close as I can to 151, I'll average down to half my position right there. I didn't actually go any further, but I might have stayed all the way to the ATR and the fib level, which is right there, and averaged down again to 200 shares. So I would have had, and then I would have been closer to my full position. So I didn't have fear, because I knew I had a long way to go down before I was into my full position, and I was getting a better price point as it went down. So I wasn't necessarily going more red in the trade. I'm a little bit red, but it was, as it continued to go down, it's going to move faster red, and then I try to catch back up by getting in more of my position and then waiting so many opportunities for a retracement. But the first opportunity was it going right back up in between this channel or this $0.50, just going from the whole to the $0.50, looking at how it's starting to swell. It's sort of settling down right now in the day until we see a bit of a breakout, where then we reassess for a new historical data channel. And, you know, a lot of traders will not talk to you about this stuff like this, and they're just going to see it internally and not market. But when they're going in and out of scalps, they're not just randomly picking a point. And, you know, I've definitely gotten comments like, you must not know how to trade because you're drawing support and resistance lines. It's like, do I need to draw these to those sarcastic people that are obviously struggling? Sorry. No, I do not have to draw these. I do not. But if I'm trying to show other people how to trade, if I'm quarterbacking for people, whether they be on Zoom or live stream soon to come, yeah, I think it's pretty helpful as a training wheels to understand and get used to reading these. And does it hurt? It certainly doesn't hurt, guys. It does not hurt to have these things. So look, now we're getting into a point where I would like to go short. So I'm going to go ahead and go in as it zooms up there. The buy-sell oscillator is turning it around. So I've got plenty of places to add to my position if I called it wrong, or I just go for a quick $10 as it zips back down again, breaks down and gets into this channel. So let's see what it does. I feel very confident in this position until I don't. There it goes up. I kind of want to add to it, honestly. 50 shares. It's not, you know, blowing my skirt up, so to speak. But so here we go. So we passed the 50. So that's only 20 cents up from my position. Let's get up to this ATR at least. And 88's the high, so I might tend to get closer to that. And then average down. There's 73, 74. It looks like it's going to make a breakout here. Let's see if it flat tops right off the high here, or just below it. I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up that 75 cents there. It's done. I'm going to stop. I don't like the way the price is moving, so I'm going to get out to... I would pick it up higher. By the way it was moving, it looked like it was going to go beyond the 75 to me. So I thought, hey, it's a better opportunity to wait for the next spring. So I got out of that looking more closer to the 80 cent because I think that's where we're headed. So let's see. I'm watching this, guys, up and down with the amount of trades. I don't need to watch the time and sales. I don't find them to be very helpful with the... large cap, mega cap. But everybody trades differently. If something's working for you, you know, you're going to want to do it. So here it comes back up again to try to break this ATR. So we actually, I think I'm going to hold this for a bit and maybe not average down till the 152. Just in case it's making a bigger breakout, then I have a chance to recover it bouncing off the ATR. So it would pull my position way up closer to the ATR level if I wait for it to get up to the even dollar. So a better chance to succeed, that it won't just take off. And then, you know, if it seems like it's going to take off, I will take a losing trade and keep the money that I have here. Now, if you didn't trade the open and risk it like that, then you're slowly building this up. What do we have, like $12 on the other stock, and then this one is negative right now for what it would have been. So let's see. Just saying if you didn't trade the open. So now we're getting closer to where I would think about adding to the position for the retracement down. Let's get a little higher. Yeah, I definitely had a feeling this was going to go up. I mean, the price action was showing this to go up. 96. I'll go ahead and take that there. What did I get it? So now I'm at 100 shares, and I've got all the way up to just below this. See my position now? So now this might be starting to go up for the day, so I've got to be careful here. I'm about halfway into the position that I would want to be on this particular move. Wouldn't want to double down again till up here. Average in, should I say? So we're looking for a retracement like one of these right in here, and we'll make some money as it goes down. So let's see. It's getting closer to going down. We're already in the green, so if we don't go crazy here, we had a good day. Might spring real quick. That's why I'm kind of hovering over the button. Might just break down here real quick. But if we do a real short one, then I'm not in the greatest position if it's going to just keep stair-stepping up. So I might want to take a lesser loss and reassess, you know. So let's see. We're into the RV strategy now. I think that those guys are trading Tesla. That was green for a second. Let's see if it's going to really give me an opportunity here. So had I averaged down again up there, I would have been nice and in green. But now it seems like it's going to stop. Maybe not. It's that ATR is turning around, guys. Look at that, huh? So let's go up here and see if we can get another retracement. Or I could just take a lesser loss right in here and just get out of this reindeer game. And then go short up here, which is, you know, some logic in that, right? Then rather to be in a worse position. So you gotta be patient. You gotta wait. You know, You got to wait for the moves. I mean, I'd like to make 10 bucks on this the way it's moving. I might take 5, but you know, obviously these are whole different numbers. Oh, okay. It looked like it was going to go past 3 really fast, so I clicked it. So we got a little bit of money there, and it was a winning trade. Now I'm looking to go long. Yeah. Buy sell oscillator is turning around here. So let's see if it's going to be a bigger move down. That's at the 160. It's holding there. I'm looking to see if it's going to spring below it before I get in. Looks like it wants to go down. 59, 58, 56. I'll go ahead and get in. I think it is going to go up. So I have many opportunities. So it's at the 14 right now. I have many opportunities to average into my position. So let's see if it goes. Oh, I'm at 100 shares. Oops. Okay. I should have lowered that again to play the same trading style that I've been showing you guys, but I'll go ahead and take that was like $8 if it goes back up there. Let's see if it gets up there again. It's moving me. Here I am down here. There it is. Now I have this slid over because Schwab will do internal routing and it will show my account when I'm in a trade rather than the exchange. I've had a lot of videos that cover that. So this is a little longer video than normal, but it might be more like what we expect to see for the that we expect to see for the streaming that I'm going to be doing with you guys. Like I said, the picture will be down here, I guess. I can't stand it. There's a chart down there that you're not seeing. That's a 15-minute chart. It shows me a bigger perspective. I actually don't have it zoomed in. Let me work on that for a second. So what a lot of traders do in a situation like this, if they don't have friends to talk to, they'll have something else going on. They might be playing a video game. They might be watching a movie. And then you set the levels you look for. You can even put them on the ladder, which is right here. Different ways to trade, obviously, depending on how you want to trade. You click in your share size right here. You wait for that to get picked up. And then when you hear the ding, then you come over and see, like, okay, let me set the ladder to get out, or let me wait for this to get out. So that came down to the 50-cent mark here and turned around. So now I'm looking to go short as it goes up, but I don't want to go in too soon. So let's see. Buy sell oscillator said, that's it. We're going back down. Well, let's see. MACD turned that down. These indicators, guys, are really very helpful. So let me just get in here why I show them to you. Let me show you what I mean about the ladder. So I'll go up to the 152. I'll go up to say let's say right here. Okay. So I put that up there so I can move away and not watch this for a minute. If it zips up there while I'm talking to you guys, then I'm fine picking up that order right there. But I was going to show you, that's the risk oscillator. That's on the screen, right? The multi-time alignment is here. See the lines going up vertically every 5 minutes when that candle comes to a close. And when that, it's like right here, this is telling you that it's going to, if this closes red and it's still red in the next, you guys can see the clock here, I assume. Yeah. Then it probably is going to continue to go down. Because at the 15-minute, there's the 15-minute right there, the 5-minute. So I have this split into 2 different indicators. One just shows the labels here, and then this shows the vertical lines because I didn't want the labels taking up space up here. And when you get them, it has them so you can split them up. Anyway, that's really handy. The MACD surge is really, really handy too. The buy-sell oscillator. So this works on exponential crossovers. The buy-sell oscillator works on RSI levels. And then I told you how we have our ATR ranges. And I have the daily SMAs. So if you come across those, you're going to want to pay attention to them. But you're seeing the EMAs here. And then the whole and half dollar, the VWAP. And then I told you I had the multi-time alignment down here. And then the ScalpMeter Pro. So those are ones I recommend. They're going to be doing an entire layout over there at the $1 Million Margin Club if you just want to get it. So now you can exit out right here. You just want it because you try to take another trade and it won't let you. So you got to X out. Now I'm able to freelance scalp, and it looks like I should have bought it down there at the 50 cents, and I was talking, but that would have been a good spot. Let's see if it dips back down there for me, and I'll do another trade or two. 57 seems like it's not going to go back down. It's going to go up now. Kind of banged off the 20 and that $0.50 amount down there. So you see, it's created a tiny little range here that you just kind of go up when it goes up and down. Now, if you could only trade long, if you're in your IRA, or you haven't gotten a margin account yet and you're just waiting for a perfect trade, it's actually one of the reasons I did this, and I forgot to say it. A lot of people were telling me they're not, they don't have the PDT yet, and then they can only do a few trades. So that's why you want to wait later till you can develop an actual movement and then take your one big trade, maybe 100 shares or 200 shares when you see it. See how often it's just stopping down here? I mean, it's really respecting the 150 area. I call it area because it's not an exact, and it's really respecting the ATR. So short off of this, long off of that. So it's a pretty tight range,
Trump says
So
we're not giving up on our pressure campaign against Iran.
NVIDIA's down here. These are the movers. I wouldn't call this moving too much, but of course it is 151. And so now that story came out at 10:15, so that was 2 minutes ago. That might actually drive this up emotionally, and then the announcement that Trump just made. So I'll look to short a little higher if it does that. Based on that, buy-sell oscillator says it's over. So maybe we really are at the level. So I guess I will sell I'm going to sell the ask right there. So I'm in for short. I didn't go any higher based on indicator and historical data. So I have plenty of time to add to my position if it decides to blow up here. Maybe point of no return getting up into this area or that next historical data. So very comfortable, low share size, because only a quarter of my position, taking a scalp here and trying to make, $7, $8, $10, $12 based on the price action here. Or if I go up in price, it's only 87 to 80, so it's not enough to add to my position. We want to get up to 152 to add to my position. Then it would be, it would move this up to 151.90 if I did that. I saw 90. Well, there it is. No, I needed to get to 152. Which originally is where I had it sold on the to sell on the ladder here. Let's see. Or it just might go down. I'll just take the profit now. Just take a small profit and we'll baby step up. I mean, this is only 50 shares, so I'm not going to take a large. I'm not going to wait for it to go way, way down to give me big money. I just got to take. I've set how much money I'm going for by having a low share size. So I'm not going for big bucks here. Now, at any time, it could just keep going as I add, and then suddenly it is bigger bucks. So, again, there's a lot of things to think about. I'm going to go ahead there we go. So now I'm at 89. I did it a little bit below the 152. I think it could spring down quick and give me a quick opportunity for that money I was just talking about before it bangs through. So that's why I did that. So let's see if it does it. So it's at 95 on the bid. I'm at 89. So I'm looking at the price action. There is some momentum sending it down still. So let's see. Although on the scalping indicator, no, and the volume crossed over. But the volume crossed as it was going down. So let's look for a short little retracement and get out and not get greedy. So we're looking for just a little retracement. Nope, it's going to break the 152. And when it breaks it, it will go probably up to 10, 152.10, 152.20 very quickly. It just breaks it. Boom. And let's see what happens. That was 113. So 8, 9, 10. So it went up pretty fast, like I said. Too soon for me to average to 200 shares. I wouldn't want to do that yet. But it is going up. Yeah, so there it goes. So it could be that news I mentioned earlier that's doing that. So let's get up here before I average 152.50 before I get into an averaging down.
Trump says he doesn't think it's necessary to draw up a long-term agreement with Iran.
Not necessary if you can bomb them into oblivion all the time. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to get political. Sorry. Look at it go. Boy, now we're going to have some fun, right? Now we're going to have some risk. So now you're going to want to have a max loss, somewhere. And now I'm looking like I'd be at 50, 51, 52, 20 if I average down. Sort of in that area would be my position.
Trump says we're going to talk to Iran next week. We may sign agreement.
I guess if this trade goes bad, I wouldn't want this to drop below 100 because that's our goal. So I guess that's what I'll set my my max loss at. And then trade can go bad for anybody, right? I do think it's going to retrace, so you just have to wait. But it could be that it gets all the way up to like 156 before it goes back down to 151. You know how it moves, right? So we're kind of in nosebleed area. I don't have good data anymore up here. Stopping at that 50 cents. I'll go ahead and go in. So now I'm 200, and we'll try to get out as it springs down. So seemed like it stopped at that level, and that can happen a lot where it just retraces back. There we go. So that ended up being a good trade. It stopped right at that level, guy. That was the 52.50. I saw the opportunity, went in higher, and now we're 245. So you can panic when this happens. Now we've got a nice tweezer move that might actually send it down, continue to send it down. So let's see as the 1 minute closes. We're in between the 5 minutes here. So you'd want to see where that closes. The volume went up as it went down. So there's a lot stronger, this still is showing there's more buy strength, as you can see from the last 9 candles. That was the start. That was starting to get a trickle of sweat from me. Not really, but it's just like. But I mean, if you were near your, what you could sustain, yeah, you could be. You see that, and you're going short. You're like, what have I done? Oh my God. So it wants to go back up, but that was actually the risk oscillator. That's what you saw. It has indicators too saying, no, you're not going up yet. So it wants to break it down through this 151. So guys, these indicators, really helpful. I would say from the data, like accurate 80% of the time, roughly. So, they're not bad. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to stop now because I do want to get into trade by 10:30 with the guys. So the guys that are large share size registered, and go for some bigger bucks because I do like to try to make 5,000 a day. And so I hope this was somewhat helpful. Again, I want to remind you that to Professor's Day Trading for Success at gmail.com. It's on the channel, my email. Remember, you have to be a subscriber. Remember, I don't have an exact date yet, but probably early July. We're still working out the technical issues here. So hopefully these videos this training videos are going to get you ready to instantly go in and start making some money. So I'll keep pounding down the main lessons on how to do this. Right here, I'd be thinking about going long again, right here. Hit that level if I was going to continue to trade with you guys, but I'm going to take off. So you already made money if you went in long. So, okay, guys, listen, thanks for watching. Always stay inquisitive and go green out there, and I'll see you the next one.